Hi everybody, welcome back to another LEGO review. Today we're taking a look at the brand new LEGO Star Wars Yavin 4 Rebel base. This one came out with quite the controversy due to its price being $170 and it being an 8+ set. This is branded as a playset overall, so keep that in mind. Let's get on to the specifics. So this set is set 75365 with 1066 pieces. It comes with a whopping 12 minifigures. So definitely for the characters, this is really worth it for me. But it is super weird because it's an 8+ set. And I also did want to note how strange this set is. I know they do family building sets, and so we have like multiple manuals as a super common thing, but there are 6 manuals in this set, which is a little bit overboard to me. However, the very back pages are pretty cool because they show the actual Star Wars scene that you're building, but from the movie. So I do like that. It's pretty neat. And it's good if you have a family, I guess. You can divide into teams and each build 3 sections. All right, so starting with, in my opinion, the most interesting part, which is the minifigures. We have Luke Skywalker, which is really cool with that brand new metal. Looks so good. The actual add-on 3D metal is really cool. Nice pants as well. New jacket printing, and then double-sided face. And this is him compared to the original Luke Skywalker medallion one. Next we have Han Solo with his coiffed hair, and again 3D metal, a new printing on that torso, also double-sided head. And here is him compared to his older counterpart. Next we have Princess Leia, and she looks really nice in her dress. I like that necklace. And she also is double-sided with that face printing. Following that, we have General Dodonna, which is a repeat that we have already gotten, golly, back in 2020, I believe, with the Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. So he is nothing fancy, but still a really nice figure to have if you did not pick up that set. And then we have Garvin Dryce, which is Red Leader. And he looks really cool. He's got kind of a yellowed helmet, X-Wing garb. I really like that helmet. Double-sided face, which is nice. And overall, a really cool looking minifigure. And then following that, we have John Vander, which is Gold Leader. And he looks good as well. Again, really unique helmet. These guys, however, do have the very same face prints, but they have different faces on each side, so you can swap them. Just a little bit of a weird choice. I suppose it was a cost-saving method at that point. And then we have Chewbacca, who's great, as always. Looks really nice, but he is just standard Chewbacca, of course. Then we have C-3PO, and he looks really good. He's got printed arms and really nice printing on the back. Super nice printing on the front. He's a great C-3PO. I'm actually not sure if he comes out in any other sets, to be totally truthful. I would need to look that up. We have R2-D2, and this is the one with the back printing, which is really cool. Definitely nice. I'm so glad we're finally starting to see those filter in through regular sets. And then we have R2-BHD, and he is only been seen one other time in, I think, the UCS Y-Wing set. Next we have a Rebel Fleet Trooper, and he looks great. I love the new vest. I honestly have just the original Rebel Trooper. And yeah, this guy just is super great. Really nice detail there. And double-sided face, of course. And then we have a Rebel crew member. I gotta say that Rebel hat is really weird without the visor, but I do like that we have a Rebel crew member. I don't think we've gotten one of those before. Minifigures aside, I think overall, as a display piece, this Yavin base isn't too bad. People really harp on it for the age that it's set to, and it does have some like weird large pieces. And the build is definitely playset inspired, but I think from the front, it actually doesn't look bad. Like, I plan on displaying it this way. We do have these fold-out sides, which were a little bit confusing to build. I definitely can see like some 8-year-olds having a problem with that if they were building without help. It does help to fold out the scene and make the base more realistic, but if you don't have the space in this angle, you can fold it down. So you have 2 different angles to work with, and it does it on both sides, which is really nice. I do like that aspect. Of course, we have the, kind of brown colors with lots of foliage, and I think they did a great job on the foliage, honestly. And from the front, not really any big complaints. I would like to have seen a door, a main like garage door that could close so that you can put the ships behind it. I just think that it looks really, really open with the ship gone, because it is. And so that's my only main complaint. With the outside that, and of course we have the little play turrets that are just really, really large. But again, this is a play set, so you just kind of have to get over that part. But the windows on them are very, very large. But overall, I think that the outside of this play set is really, really cool. Before we go into the interior, I do want to show the ships in a little bit more detail. So we get the Y-Wing, and this is like a mid-scale Y-Wing build. This is kind of similar to me to the Slave one in the Master Builder series, Cloud City. And I think overall it looks really nice. The build was very simple and super easy, and I think that overall it looks really good. I think the landing gear, even though it's solid, like it can't retract, looks really nice. There's enough space for a pilot, of course, as well as an astromech droid. And I really like the way that they built the, I guess, wings, if you will, to this bomber. Looks really good. And we have a little space, I think, for the engine as well. And then a couple of guns on top, which is really cool. So overall, I like the Y-Wing quite a bit. We also do have a couple of, I assume these go on the ground to help guide the ships out. I don't really know what they're called, but they include 2 of them. Definitely see those as pieces being lost super fast from a child that this is meant for. And then the final separate build, I guess, is this cargo transport or the trooper transport, which I think is built really, really well. There is a spot in the bottom for storage, which looks fantastic. And then, of course, you can put the driver in the front, and then you have a spot to seat multiple characters. Red lights in the back, red lights in the front, some steering wheels. This is really, really solid. They've done these in past sets before, but like this one is definitely the most well thought out, in my opinion, that they have come up with. And it's interesting that it's olive green, but I do like it. The build for it is really, really solid. I did also forget these stairs, just about. They do line up really, really well next to the Y-Wing bomber. Just nice, tiny build. Again, probably would get lost, but it's really nice inclusion. I like it a lot. Okay, so inside the base, we have like 3 main sections, I suppose, and they're really weirdly shaped, to be totally honest. This first one here, which I think is really cool, is the meeting room where General Dodonna explains to the pilots their objective. We have a coffee mug, some stickered pieces here that look really nice, a water cooler, or that could be a blue milk cooler, and then 3 sand blue seats, which is really nice to see. On the bottom, we just kind of have some empty space. There's not a whole lot going on. We have 1 gun, and it's basically just like structure to support the 2nd floor. There's really nothing to it. On the other side, we have what looks like to be the headquarters station. Once the pilots are out, they can go. Everybody of importance is lingering around this table here, which is weird because it spins. I don't think it's meant to, but that's the technique that Lego instilled in this. And then there's also a little sticker on the wall there, which looks nice. And then nothing else you can really do. You can just have some figures stand around. 2nd floor. And then underneath, on the 1st floor of this side, we have just some cabinets with, couldn't tell you what the bottom thing has, to be honest. And then the top one has thermal detonators, which is interesting. And then, of course, the center section of this base has the turrets on the inside. They have printed a little piece on the inside just to make it look like, I guess, a computer. There is a box with nothing inside of it. And then I do like that the turrets move simultaneously. I think that actually looks really neat. Of course, they are stud shooters, so be as it will. And then up top, of course, we have the throne room, the throne room, celebration room. I don't know. It's viney inside, which looks okay. And then, of course, there are stairs so that everybody can crowd in there for Luke and Han's celebratory ceremony. One thing that I really have a beef with on this level is that Princess Leia can't stand very well. If you want to put her at the very top, she doesn't stand well. And it's the way that they have this like little piece that's a divot. I do not like it. She can kind of stand in the back, but she's leaning forward. If you push her forward to stand right on the edge. She's still leaning forward. She just doesn't fit very well. I don't like it at all. I think that was weird the way they did that step. I don't think that they needed to have added that lip. But it is what it is. You can fit quite a few figures in there, so I'll give it that. It's really good for that. And then, of course, at the very top, we have this satellite dish. And it can be totally removed from the set, which is weird. I don't know what else you're supposed to be doing with the satellite. It does spin around. And I actually think that the room looks better with a taller ceiling. Like, I believe in the scene, the ceiling is super tall. And so why there is a little radar dish here that just feels like an afterthought to me, I do not know. On the outside, there is a little bit of like landscape, I suppose. On one side, we have just some like leaves and greenery, nothing crazy. And then on the other side, we have the tree that has caused a lot of controversy because people think it looks bad. I don't think it looks that bad, honestly. I mean, based on the piece count that we got, it's fine. It's supposed to be a tall tree. And the important part is the guard statue that's in the top, which I think is really cool. It lifts with a lever, and then you kind of move it to the side and it will hold it in place. The closest thing I can think of to this kind of mechanism is from the 2005 clone turbo tank. The lookout tower did something really similar where it kind of like latched onto place to hold it up. But that actually looks pretty good, and that's very movie accurate. So in conclusion, I personally like this set. Obviously, I bought it, so I'm not gonna generally bash things that I buy. I say that, but you know, like I don't like certain things that I just buy for the minifigures, so I'll give myself that. Overall, though, I think that it's a nice display piece. I think that it can definitely be fun as a playset for kids. I obviously am above the age of playing with Lego, so I mean, I can't really judge on that side. I think that the Y-Wing is fantastic. The minifigures are superb. The set itself is pretty good. It is expensive, and so that's just going to be probably the main driving factor. I think most people actually like this set. They just do not like the cost, and that's totally understandable. For me, though, it was the minifigures that did it, and I just needed it because I needed the new Luke and Han. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully it was enlightening in some way, and thank you again for watching. Until next time, guys, I will see y'all later. Bye.